This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Now, listen, if you draft Tua, I expect him to fail. I expect him to break down. That's what he is. That's what he's been his entire life. Let's see. What's up here? What else do we have? New stuff. No new stuff. No new stuff. Play Action 7's chiming in. What else do we have here? A lot of stuff going back and forth. All right. Well, we got some of the Roca. Damn, dude. It's a lot of Roca. I can't go through all of them. Frank Rivero says, Big O, I'm turning 30 in August. All I want to do is celebrate a Super Bowl win with my old man. Can you realistically see this current team winning it all in the next 10 years? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I really believe that our Dolphins are going to be one of the elite teams in the next couple of years. I think we're going to get back to that point. It's not going to happen overnight, you know, but I think we definitely will get there. Doris Sheehan says, how about half-a-year wonders like Johnny Manziel? It happens all the time. All the time. Now, Manziel, I don't think was taken early, right? Manziel was taken later in the first round, if I'm correct. Was he an early? No, he wasn't an early pick, right? He was a later pick in the first round. But again, it's a great point. It's a great point that he's another guy that a lot of hype and, you know, proved nothing whatsoever. That's why it's kind of crazy. And look, we've had this conversation before, ladies and gentlemen. You watch what Tennessee did this year, okay? And you don't need a great quarterback to get to the playoffs. You don't even need a great quarterback to advance in the playoffs. Why? Because if you got a strong defense and a strong offense, right, and good coaching, your quarterback only has to facilitate so you can get by. And if you look at the last 20 years in football, okay, just the last 20 years, think about this. I've mentioned this before. Last 20 years, you had Tampa Bay winning a title with Brad Johnson, who's a pretty good quarterback, better than most of the other guys I'm going to talk about, but still, average at best, okay? Then you had the Ravens also winning a Super Bowl, and they won it with Trent Dilfer. You saw last year Ryan Tannehill get to the AFC Championship game, games where he threw 70 yards and they advanced. Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl, and he couldn't throw the ball past 10 yards. It's happened over time, over the last 20 years, that there have been teams that make it to the playoffs, and they don't have great quarterbacking. I mean, hell, the Dolphins made it to the playoffs one year at 10-6. They didn't have a good quarterback either. Their team was just good enough to get into the playoffs, but it wasn't like great quarterbacking.
We didn't even have our quarterback. Remember, Moore started the game because Tannehill was hurt.
Right, but either way, it wasn't a great quarterback. But you can actually go deep into the playoffs if you have a great team. And now you want to win the Super Bowl, you probably need that quarterback more often than not. Your team has to be so dominant in order to win that Super Bowl. And yes, you could do it like the Broncos did it, like the Bucs did it, like the Ravens did it. And over the last 20 years, there's other examples. But my point is, that's why you don't want to just, now that you've set yourself up with all these picks, it's not about giving up all these picks to get a guy that more often than not you're going to fail. Just look at the quarterbacks. You know what I should do at the top of the hour? We should go over the NFL draft history, like in the last 10 years, and you look at the quarterbacks taken in the first round, and I bet you in the last 10 years, most of them are probably failures. You know that? most of them are probably failures.
Well, if it's anything like Todd McShay's thing that came out a couple weeks ago that we saw, that was 1 out of 10. And those were the top guys rated going into the draft, and that's the last 5 years. That's 10%.
Yeah.
That's half the Mendoza line. Okay?
Well,
Think about that.